And welcome back.
At last. Glenbrook is ours once more. We could not have done this without you, Huette. I cannot thank you enough for all you've done in service of the crown.
I can take no credit. 'Twas all the efforts of Prince Roland and Lord Serenoa. And of course, your loyal subjects who have no doubt longed for your return.
Have they indeed? Can you hear them, Huette? My beloved loyal subjects speak.
Show yourself, Cordelia! You traitor! Foul puppet of a princess!
Damned witch! Lord Landroy's blood is on your hands!
If that bastard Roland was alive, why didn't he show his face sooner?
Lord Landroy gave his life for the crown! And you repay him with treachery and cowardice?
It seems they would just as soon have my head. And Roland's, for that matter.
What in the name of... I'll disperse them at once.
I cannot stop you. But you should know they speak truth.
Well, have you made up your mind?
You ask as if I ever had a choice.
How perceptive of you. Perhaps our little talk will not take so much time after all. I want you to declare to your people that the former kingdom of Glenbrook is now under Esfrosti rule. They must hear it from you if they are to accept this new reality. If, however, you refuse, well, Who can say what will become of us? House Falks, loyal as they are to the crown, might erupt into open revolt. They are a fearsome lot, indeed. They would rain hellfire upon the castle. No doubt you can imagine what this would entail.
Had I refused to go through with the Archduke's plot, our kingdom would have been drowned in an ocean of blood.
I understand your pain, Your Highness. I know how hard you fought to survive. It is clear that the people, however, do not. They only see a pawn, a puppet, a traitor. This pains me.
I cannot deny their words. But I cannot allow this chasm between the people and the royal family to deepen any further. 'Tis a new era for Glenbrook, but our optimism must not blind us to the fissures beneath our feet. Else in time they will swallow us whole. I would heal these wounds properly, though I'm not sure I know how.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
That Hyzant intends to raise an army against Glenbrook? Yes, I am familiar.
So it's reached the consortium then. Is it true?
King Roland has only just reclaimed the crown city with Hyzant's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Esfrost gathers its troops at Twinsgate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
Will the consortium continue trading with Hyzant?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolffort's actions from here on will be key to the consortium's decision.
House Wolffort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now? I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first, lest I make any hasty decisions.
Ah, Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook. Deep within the Grand Rosalian mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible!
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzant.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Rosalian mines in Hyzant's name.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolffort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor bound to heed the Hierophant's word. But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolffort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzellian mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolffort is led by one of the saintly seven of Hyzant. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzant will respond to such an affront. They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Esfrost if we are to counter this grave threat. But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzant to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzellia in their name. The Duchy has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twins Gate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzant. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzant reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Esfrost!
For Esfrost!
Oh yes. The Death Knell will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
Hyzant has learned of the salt crystals. Minister Exham of the Saintly Seven wastes no time in mustering his army, which now marches on the Grand Norzellian mines. Elsewhere, Gustadolf amasses his own forces at Twins Gate in anticipation of the war to come. All eyes are on Glenbrook, where Roland and Serenoa's pronouncement could touch off a battle for the soul of Norzellia. After much deliberation, Roland makes his way to Castle Wolffort to inform Serenoa of the decision that now weighs heavy on his heart.
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Salt Iron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean...
Yes. The goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess. An authority greater than any king. The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The holy state of Hyzant. I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian mines to Hyzant.
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Exactly. There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely. One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many. Nothing in this world is perfect, Serenoa. The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer, and one I would give every time I were asked.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
So be it. My crown, my pride. They are but small prices to pay for peace.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the holy state.
Roland, this is quite sudden.
I understand. Pray, take all the time you need. I expect Frederica will want nothing to do with this plan, seeing as it forsakes her people. I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you. But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
King Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
I'm not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so. We are guilty of nothing.
Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die. Entire generations lost, countless lives given to Hyzant's cruelty. Cruelty created to justify Hyzant's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed. The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it...
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear. It couldn't feel any closer.
And I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do. In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzant will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
And when that time comes, you can lead the Roselle to CEntralia. Just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind. Beyond the Great Falls and the Folk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River. The ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though. Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
I trust you understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history. Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolffort leaves a legacy in that history, or is expunged from it.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzant's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it. The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Even though they count me among the Saintly Seven?
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant. In the end, they will have the same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Esfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzant will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Esfrost.
Ally with Esfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
Quite. Think about it for a moment. Esfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzant's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but...
Esfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
You speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzant's capital ripe for the taking. Without that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Aelfric to join our side.
I appreciate your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Aelfric's cooperation. But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to ask.
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa. Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king. He is my friend.
And you are Lord of House Wolffort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia. Not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzant. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft? But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
Of course not. The blood in your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice. Not only for House Wolffort, but for yourself.
You are certain Hyzant's army marches for the Grand Norzelian mines?
There is no doubt.
They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Aelfric's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the holy state of Hyzant.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings. There is no way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals. Which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzant's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Roselle not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king.
Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzant's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
And the sacrifice of the Roselle, is that a small price to you?
It is.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Esfrost and strike back at Hyzant. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Ally with Esfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
I see no reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
I cannot believe my own ears. I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
Lady Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Roselle in due time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more. All else is in disarray. If Hyzant seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people. We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Roselle would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk. Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzant will rain down upon us?
Esfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
There is another way.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of CEntralia.
CEntralia is a myth.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolffort domain.
Silence! I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well. But know that a choice must be made. There can only be one way forward. Face the scales of conviction and prepare to make peace with the outcome.
However, but furthermore, what do you need?
Well... I don't think so.
What do you need?
Aye, lad. Here's what I think. And so...
Lord Serenoa. However... Perhaps. Then...
Serenoa. I have made my decision. I think not. Moreover,
my lord. quite impossible. We must decide. I believe I've reached a decision.
Serenoa. But... I have decided.
It is time to cast our votes. The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose? Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You aren't wrong, but...
You have my vote.
I have faith in you.
I'm with you.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen. The way forward is decided. Frederica's dream is worth realizing. We will free the Roselle from the source.
A tumultuous meeting exposes a yawning chasm between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for the future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolffort. As ever, the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered, and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
We've chosen our path. We are to free the Roselle being held in Hyzant's source.
You have chosen the one path I cannot take.
I understand your disappointment, Benedict, but the scales have spoken. And so I ask for your wisdom. Help us find a way to free the Roselle.
Hyzant will destroy everything you hold dear if you attempt to free them. That way lies ruin. Your choice is to turn your back on this house, to cast aside your land and the people who have built their lives upon it. I will not, I cannot endorse such betrayal.
I agree that we will be ill-prepared to defend the domain this way. Should that come to pass, I am prepared to flee with the Roselle and search for Centralia. They say it is home to a boundless salted sea. Surely a land where none need fight for salt is a land worth seeking. This is an opportunity, Benedict. We could find a new home instead of fighting the wars of old yet again.
Why not channel that resolve to lead the people of Norzelia as their king? You hold the power and the might. You lack only the will. With the salt crystals in hand, you shall ascend the throne. I shall see to it that you are coronated. Then we can liberate the Roselle, or whatever else your heart desires.
Liberate the Roselle, or whatever else. I never dreamed I would hear such callous words fall from your lips.
I stand by them. I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolffort are safe and secure. I shall offer my counsel by force, if needed.
You don't mean to fight the lad.
Stand down, Benedict.
No, Anna. This is a challenge that I must accept.
I beg you to reconsider. If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body. You can do so much more, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the upper hand. Esfrost and Hyzant would bend the knee to you. You could unite all Norzelia.
You were right about me, Benedict. I lack the will. I have no desire to rule Norzelia. I wish to see an oppressed people set free and nothing more.
At what cost? Would you see your loyal subjects conquered by another nation?
I would forfeit my lordship. The people of Wolffort will endure without me. The Roselle have no such champion for their cause. We are the only ones who can set them free.
Give me the order, and I shall reduce Hyzant to rubble. Then they shall be free.
The ensuing battle will only breed further resentment, or worse, displace others who will be treated like the Roselle. War cannot solve every problem, and our liberation of the Roselle shall prove as much.
So, you now take blind counsel from your betrothed. To think that an arranged marriage will lead to this folly.
Enough! I came to this conclusion of my own free will. I have seen the challenges that face Norzelia, and this is how I choose to respond.
You are every inch Lady Destra's child. Your compassion steers you headlong into every conflict. Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back. My patience grows thin, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the power to bring peace to Norzelia.
You're wrong. It is little more than the catalyst for another protracted war.
A war we can win. Let me lead you to victory.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed.
You talk of fleeing from your duty, of pure fantasy.
We need you, Benedict. Why can you not put our differences aside?
This is absurd. You race toward your own destruction, and I will not be party to it. Lord Simon entrusted me with the future of this house. And I swore an oath to Lady Destra that I would protect you no matter what the cost.
You are shackled to the past, Benedict.
I would call it loyalty.
And it has come to this. For the sake of our future, I must strike you down.
Prepare yourself. You came, you missed.
Here!
You came, you missed. I yield. Grant me the mercy of a swift death.
No. Neither father nor mother would stand for the killing of a loyal retainer. The rest of us shall make our way to Hyzant in secret. You will remain here. Lead the people out of the Wolffort domain before the Hyzantian army assaults this castle, and keep them safe.
These are your orders, in exchange for sparing my life?
These are not orders, and there is no exchange to be made. This is the last thing I will ever ask of you as my steward and loyal friend of House Wolffort.
And so, you follow in the footsteps of Lord Simon and Lady Destra, leaving me behind with the most arduous tasks. I shall rise to the occasion, my lord. I shall do whatever is required to see that the Wolffort name and its people survive. Should House Wolffort lose its lord, I shall lead the house forward in your stead.
I have no doubt you will.
Benedict.
Mule-headed fool.
We've each made our choices. Now we must walk the path we believe is right.
Yes.
King Roland, this decision means casting Glenbrook aside. I know I cannot ask you to come with me, but will you agree to see to the salt crystals?
No. I am sorry, my friend. But I am not worthy to oversee such an important task.
Of course you are. You have always striven to be fair and just.
You hold me much too high in regard. Our conversation earlier made me realize the truth. My faith was misguided, as were my actions. I believed exacting vengeance upon Esfrost would be proof enough I was Glenbrook's rightful king. But I gave no thought to the bloody cost of revenge. This kingdom and its subjects should not have to suffer such a selfish fool upon the throne.
Then, you will come with me?
I shall. Not as your king, but as your friend. If I can help those in need, that is enough. Glenbrook has the geographical advantage, and the salt crystals. And there are a small handful of trustworthy nobles remaining. I'm certain they will ensure the people thrive, even without a king. Glenbrook is in too powerful a position for foreign powers to interfere.
Roland.
You know you aren't leaving me behind. I've come this far by your side. I'm not abandoning you now.
You have my thanks, Huette.
Frederica, don't you think you ought to make your convictions clear to your companions?
Well, it's common knowledge by now that I'm an Frosty of Rosellan descent. I was a lonely child who hated that her hair was a different color from everyone else. But then I joined House Wolffort. I met Jerome and witnessed the cruelty that my fellow Roselle suffered at the source. And I learned how brave my mother was, how long and hard she fought for her people's freedom. Compared to the horrors they went through, I have lived a life of privilege and comfort. I am proud to be a Rosellan, and proud to be a Wolffort. I wish to be strong. Strong like my lady mother before me. And I wish to see her dream of freeing our people fulfilled. I understand the difficulties that lie ahead, but hope that I might have you all with me.
We will always be there beside you, Frederica.
My lord, Hyzant's army has sent a message ahead of their forces. It says, the Grand Norzalian mines must be conferred to the goddess as a divine offering.
An offering? Sounds more like an ultimatum.
Precisely. If we refuse to relinquish the mines, they'll put the Wolffort domain to the sword.
Then we've no time to waste. We must make ready to leave at once.
Benedict.
I leave the rest in your hands, Anna.
All these years I have watched you. I may not be able to replace you, but I will do my best.
Loath as I am to burden you with such responsibility, that is heartening.
This ain't the Benedict I know. Come on, where's your usual glower?
You never change.
Huh, I should hope not. Defending House Wolffort calls for consistency. And defend Wolffort I shall, even in your absence.
I shall hold you to it, both of you.
I'm telling you, we've got it under control.
Your voice hasn't gotten any quieter.
Sorry. Parting ways with a friend always gets me worked up.
Thank you for seeing me off, you two. Farewell.
What of the Hyzantian forces?
They haven't entered the domain yet. If we act now, we could sneak around them and reach the capital.
Focused as they are on seizing the salt crystal deposits, I'd wager their domestic defenses are at a minimum.
If we can get into the capital and have the Roselle and the Source take up arms, we should stand a fair chance of helping them escape.
But Hyzant is wary of Serenoa for keeping the salt crystals from them, despite his position as one of the Saintly Seven. They may be short-handed, but if they spot him, we'll never make it inside.
We can use the consortium cart to slip unnoticed into the capital.
The wagon from Claris? I'm sure we can trust the consortium.
Yes. If only because this benefits both us and him. In exchange, I told him what secrets we learned of Esfrost and Hyzant.
You mean you told him of Dragan's murder and the illicit salt trade? I hope he understands those secrets must never leave his lips.
He understands. Once people learn of the salt crystals, Norzelia will change, and the consortium will have a new role to serve. Now that they know, they will be better prepared to negotiate their position. They agreed to help us as a show of gratitude.
You've thought this through. Well done, Anna.
What of our things, Gila?
Stored safely within the cart, of course.
Things? What things?
The explosives we found in the tunnel.
After we've gotten the Roselle to rise up, we'll set sail from the harbor and make for the Folk's domain, to the Great Falls. To make sure no one follows us, we'll blow up all the other ships in the harbor as we leave.
Frederica and I devised the plan ourselves.
A perfect way to make an escape with so many people.
Wise of you to make for the Falk's domain. It's distant enough. You'll have plenty of time to hide.
Aye, about as far south as you can get. No better place, if your end goal is Centralia, too.
It's a good plan. We shall do what we can to make sure it succeeds.
Crafty as ever, you Wolfforts. I am glad to be on your side.
But one problem remains. How do we get the Roselle and the Source to turn against their captors? If we can't win their trust, all this is for naught.
We need some way of persuading them. And quickly, too.
Let me worry about that. I can find the words to convince them. I am my mother's daughter, after all.
All right. I know you'll figure something out, Frederica.
There is one more thing. Huette, I'll need to send a bird.
Of course, my lady. Where to?
The Rosellan village. I'd like to tell Jerome and the others of our plan. I would have them meet us at the Great Falls.
Agreeing to such a thing means they will have to give up the lives they enjoy now. Do you think they will come?
I cannot say. Regardless, I owe it to them to let them know Hyzant is invading.
Indeed. Let us send word and see what they have to say.
Upon learning of the salt crystal deposits, Hyzant quickly musters her forces. They march upon the Wolffort domain, intent on seizing control of the mine. Serenoa decides to take this as an opportunity to free the Roselle enslaved at the source. But that decision leads to Benedict's departure from House Wolffort. Still grappling with grief over parting ways with their friend, Serenoa and the others make for the Hyzantian capital. There, amidst a land in turmoil, they hope to help the Roselle rise up against their oppressors.
Archduke Gustadolf, we received word from Wolffort. XM's forces have crossed into their domain.
So they know of the salt crystals. Then battle is inevitable. But how will House Wolffort respond?
I should think it obvious they will attack us. Their lord is one of the Saintly Seven, after all.
I am unconvinced of that. Perhaps they will offer us salt crystals to secure our alliance.
To what end?
History is changing around us as we speak. If Wolffort wishes to guide the shape our future takes, he will need all the help he can get. He can choose to submit to Hyzant's tyranny, or work with us to bring freedom to our land. Or he might choose to take advantage of the chaos. Will you follow in Lady Orlea's footsteps, Frederica? Somehow I doubt it.
Your pardon, Archduke.
It's nothing. I let my thoughts wander too far. Whatever path Wolffort chooses,
they all lead to war. Ready our forces.
Minister Exham's forces ought to be crossing into Wolffort's domain any moment now.
Will it be war, or will they relinquish the salt crystal deposits without resistance?
I think we have no cause for worry. Minister Serenoa is one of our saintly seven, after all.
Nevertheless, we cannot be certain what he will choose. Whoever controls those salt crystals controls the future of all Norzelia. Knowing that, you truly think he would give them up without a fight?
Minister Lyla is right. He may very well decide to ally with Aesfrost and rise up against us. I made sure Minister Exham understood he may very well be marching to war.
Wolffort is a prideful house. If we apply too much pressure on them, they may hold out simply out of principle.
Honestly, we are more trouble than they are worth. It almost makes me wish we could turn them and Aesfrost against each other.
That is something else to consider. We could even promise them the Roselle's freedom, should they triumph over the duchy.
A fine proposition. The best outcome would be to have them destroy Aesfrost for good.
And in doing so, they'd be destroyed themselves. Surely you would not wish for such slaughter.
Soft hearts have no place here, Minister Camsell. We fight for control of all Norzelia.
And we must fight to win. Our troops will need Aelfric, Minister Lyla. See that they have it.
Of course. I'll see to any final adjustments at the Ministry of Medicine.
What? You want us to leave the city?
You couldn't have told us this sooner? I've got a family to worry about.
I understand I ask much of you, but a bloody battle is nigh. You must be ready to evacuate if it comes to it.
But where is our lord? Won't he protect us?
Lord Serenoa marches toward an even fiercer conflict than what we face here. He left me to protect the people of Wolffort in his stead. I ask that you trust in our house and do as I bid.
All right then. I suppose we'll start packing.
Your mastery at matters of war has kept us safe this long. If you say we need to leave, that's what we'll do.
You have my thanks. I've one more thing to ask of you. Something I'd like each of you to make.
Concealed aboard Claris's consortium cart, Serenoa and his retinue slip out of the Wolffort domain past Exham's forces and make for the Hyzantian capital. As soon as they arrive, they review the particulars of their plan to lead the Roselle in revolt.
Scouts are reporting the Hyzantian army has crossed into the Wolffort domain. The force is commanded by Minister Exham, and is many times larger than what they used when we marched on the Crown City.
Enough to destroy Castle Wolffort, and then some. They ain't aiming just to scare us.
A foe even Benedict would be hard-pressed to prevail against.
Have faith, Anna. Benedict will protect our people as he always has.
I know.
That said, we cannot defend the domain itself. Our land and our castle will doubtless fall to Exham's forces.
Then we must act as if we have no home to return to.
We cannot waver in our resolve.
No. The time for doubts is long past. Listen well. After we have freed the Roselle from the source, we will set our sights on their homeland in the south, on CEntralia. We will find the endless sea and create a land free of suffering. A far-fetched dream if ever there was one, I know. I will not blame any of you if you do not wish to come.
A bit late for second thoughts now.
Aye, we're with you, my lord. Wherever you will lead us.
Then it's decided. We have much to discuss about our rescue plan. Claris, if you would.
The wagon will have to pass through an inspection at the goddess's shield before entering the city. I can throw my consortium weight around to see you safely through the inspection, but that's about all I'm good for.
That's more than enough. Thank you.
Then let's muscle our way into the source. The guards won't expect an attack from the outside.
Getting in is not what worries me.
Indeed. The biggest obstacle we face is getting the Roselle to follow us out. They've been treated as criminals under the teachings for so long, they've come to believe they are guilty. They might be too terrified of disobeying the goddess to even agree to rise up.
My mother led them in revolt 30 years ago.
True, but only a small handful of people escape.
I know. Freeing all of them means we must be even bolder than my mother.
Have you thought of how you'll convince them?
I have. I will smash the statue of the goddess to pieces. If they see her idol destroyed, the fear shackled about their hearts will break. Without terror to hold them back, the uprising of 30 years ago will look tiny in comparison.
But that statue is massive. How are you gonna reduce it to rubble?
I'm going to blow it up.
Yes, if we use all the explosives we have, it will come crumbling down. But then we'd have none to destroy the ships that pursue us.
Exactly. That's why I think we ought to use Aelfric on the ships instead.
Aelfric? It is more powerful than the explosive.
And perfect for blowing up ships.
There must be some stored at the Ministry of Medicine, considering Minister Lyla's involvement in its creation. But how will we detonate it without Milo?
Considering all the research they conducted, there must be some sort of documentation on how to use it.
Then what are we waiting for? If Lady Frederica's plan is going to succeed, we better go track some down.
All right, we have our plan.
My friends, thank you.
I'll handle the guards. Don't move a muscle, any of you. Don't even breathe. Hail! I am Clarus of the Consortium. I bring goods for trade in the city, if you'll give me leave to pass.
Clarus! Consortium's working you hard.
In these dangerous times, 'tis a privilege to be in such good employ. But you're worked even harder than I. Here, a small token of my appreciation.
You always have been a thoughtful man. Go on, then.
Wait. We cannot allow unscheduled goods into the city without inspection.
Fine. Guess there's no such thing as being too careful.
You needn't worry. Minister Kamsel of the Saintly Seven sent for these goods himself.
He did?
Oh, yes. Look closely, and you'll see.
What have you done? Ah, you snake! I must call for reinforcements!
Clarus, are you all right?
My apologies. Luckily, mine was the only face they saw. I will draw off the reinforcements while you make for the Ministry of Medicine. Quickly now. And do not forget to retrieve the explosives you buried in my cargo.
I'm sorry we've put you to such trouble. And we'll likely have to blow up Consortium ships on top of everything else.
Cause as much trouble as you wish. I know you'll repay me for it once this is all over.
Hurry. The majority of their forces may be absent, but we're finished if a guard catches sight of us.
To the Ministry of Medicine with us.
Consider it done.
Please, leave everything to me.
I shall bring victory.
I'll do my best.
Ready and willing.
Time to take flight. Not another step.
Your orders? Sound strike. Sleep. Sound strike.
Charge!
Huh! Did you see that?
Out!
For the honor of House Wolffort. Now I end this. No!
Looks like I'm up.
I've got you marked.
No! Here I come. Just hold on, everyone. I am gracious. I'll make you proud, Grandfather.
Come at me!
To victory!
I shall do what I can.
Go swift.
I feel as light as a feather.
Time to take action.
Enough!
Right on target.
I will not relent!
I will follow you faithfully till the end.
Stay right there!
Where was I? A cold wind blows to further the arcane arts.
My time is now. Tremble in fear!
Damn it! Glenbrook is in your hands.
Time to take flight.
Time to work.
It's over.
Shadows conceal me.
For the honor of House Wolffort. This ends here!
Looks like I'm up. I saw through that plain as day.
I hope you're watching, Grandfather. Ready to see a spell?
I shall do what I can. I have more if you require.
Strike while the iron's hot. You're finished!
Come at me!
To victory!
For myself.
Where was I?
I see through you.
Our hope still burns. Tremble in fear! The heavens bless me. The hunt is on. Take aim. Yeah. It's over.
A wasted effort.
Now then. It's nothing personal. I'm only getting started.
Defeat is not an option. Ah!
I fight for peace. Time for some sorcery. Shall we begin?
Be at ease.
Much better. Time to take action.
I will do what I can.
Thank you.
Where was I?
Away with you!
Your luck has run out. You will not hear me scream. With all my might. New power overflows within me.
I'll take you on! Push on through!
Here I come. Try this. This battle is won. We win.
Time to work.
This is the end.
Looks like I'm up. There. With years comes wisdom.
Forward! Ha!
To lead, I must grow.
Let me show you what I've learned. We will make our ideals reality. I hope you're watching, Grandfather. Ready to see a spell? I'll make you proud, Grandfather.
Unsurprising to find researchers here.
Hyzant still doesn't know we're moving against them. They shouldn't think us suspicious as long as we walk at a calm pace.
We can't go that slowly. Minister Kamzel is in charge of the guards, and he's no pushover. The longer we take, the more we'll lose our freedom of movement.
Claris is clever, but he could still get captured.
Then we'd best split up.
Indeed. We must find the Aelfric, and quickly.
Lord Serenoa, look at this book.
What is it?
Did you find it?
No, only a book.
The Aelfric method in practice. Does this detail how it is made?
Seems that way. It's littered with arcane terms I can scarcely comprehend. But if I'm grasping this correctly, the main component of Aelfric is human remains. It says here, having harvested the corpses of Roselle who perished at the source.
Harvesting corpses? For what foul purpose?
We did not intend for Aelfric to be weaponized. Our original goal was to harness its immense magical capabilities to power the automaton.
Automaton? What manner of contraption is that?
I do not know, but I doubt it is anything kind or good.
I thought the Ministry of Medicine was supposed to, figure out how to save lives, not how to profit off death.
We've glimpsed the rot at Hyzant's core.
Minister Serenoa, what are you doing here?
Minister Lyla, did you use Rosellan remains to create Aelfric?
I advise taking more care with your words, Minister Serenoa. You are one of the Saintly Seven. You have a responsibility to protect Hyzant's secrets.
Then it is true.
You steal their freedom, their very lives. And you dare to call what you do healing?
Everything I have done was as the goddess willed. I call myself nothing but her loyal servant. All of us are hers to command.
No, not all of us.
House Wolffort means to free the Roselle from the goddess's tyranny.
Do you now?
As one committed to the preservation of life, you know salt should not be a luxury for the privileged few. Is that not what you told me? Help us. If not for the Roselle, then to change Hyzant for the better.
Change Hyzant? How wonderful that would be.
Then...
No, I cannot help you. The Holy One would have my head for turning traitor. Besides, my hands are far too bloody to ever be washed clean.
Consider it done.
My shield is impregnable.
You got it.
These heretics spit in the face of the goddess. They deserve nothing better than utter annihilation!
Minister Lyla, how can you pretend the teachings are righteous when you know the truth?
There is no turning back for me. I am Lyla Viscraft, one of Hyzant's saintly 7. In the name of the goddess, I deem your life forfeit!
Time to take flight.
Ha!
Your orders? Shadows conceal me.
I shall lead by example.
For victory! Yeah!
Leave everything to me. Yeah! Well, congratulations are in order.
Forward! Death from above!
No need to panic.
Slow!
Cool heads shall prevail. Your wounds are healed.
My thanks.
I gain newfound strength.
Come at me! Out of my way! Look at me learning.
I fight for peace. Flames, heed my call!
Are you in need? On guard!
another step. I will fight to my last breath.
So it's come to blows. You will pay for sinning against the goddess. Now behold my power.
This is the end. Try this.
Out! For victory! Breathe your last!
I admit it. I'm on my back foot. This should do it. Well, congratulations are in order.
Forward! Now I end this.
Allow me.
Shall we begin?
I'm behind you.
Allow me. Flames, heed my call!
You won't beat me! Enjoy!
Here I come. You'll get no mercy from us.
So it's come to blows. I do only what I must.
I need a healer. I'll take this.
For life.
I won't lose! Be gone! I shirk from no danger! What? No!
Leave everything to me. Ain't over yet.
My apologies. For the honor of House Wolffort. Ha! That hit the mark.
So it's come to blows. You're not but a nuisance.
I shall do what I can. Your wounds are healed.
Now then.
It's nothing personal.
I will end this.
I will end this.
Ha! Victory is within reach. Sleep. Victory is within reach.
Come at me! Time to die!
Together.
Look at me learning.
This isn't good.
Now!
I won't lose! Take that! Yeah!
I'm ready to do what I must.
Come on, then. This might sting some. Well, congratulations are in order.
For the honor of House Wolffort. Now I end this. Ah!
With this, I shall be victorious.
I'll take this.
Allow me. Flames, heed my call!
No need to panic.
Soccer, that plane is dead.
This battle is ours. Lend me your wings, Flugy!
Cool heads shall prevail.
This is what I do. Thank you.
My growth is plain to see.
I've been waiting for this. Away!
You're open.
So it's come to blow. Now behold my power.
Your orders?
Take this.
Just gotta do it. This should do it.
Defeat is not an option. This ends here.
Allow me. Here I come.
Looks like I'm up. I saw that.
Shall we begin?
I shall lead by example.
I stand ready.
I'll take you on! Away! I am at your back!
I will end this.
This'll hurt.
This might sting some.
Defeat is not an option. Death from above!
So it's come to blows. Huh? Time to take flight. Take aim. Allow me.
I shall do what I can. Be at ease.
Thank you, friend.
Allow me.
Absolutely wonderful. That's it.
I've been waiting for this. Show me what you're made of.
Time to work. This'll hurt.
I won't lose! Breathe your last!
So this is my fate. Or is it divine retribution?
I stand ready.
Out of my way!
Give me strength.
This cannot stand.
Feisty, aren't we?
Defeat is not an option.
This battle is ours.
I won't miss.
I will end this. Shall we begin?
This is what I do.
My thanks.
I will end this.
Looks like I'm up.
Am I outmatched? I do only what I must.
I'll take you on!
I won't lose! Be gone!
No!
Did you see that?
Oh, goddess, you have never smiled upon me. I wished to see him just once more.
Minister Lyla had the key to the laboratory. We found the Aelfric within.
And documents detailing its use. We know how to trigger it now.
Then we can destroy both the statue of the goddess and the ships that'd give chase.
My people suffered so this Aelfric could be created. For their sake, we cannot fail.
We shan't. I think even Minister Lyla, in her heart of hearts, had prayed for our success.
So she understood the injustice of it all and sought to aid us. What makes you think that?
I imagine circumstances prevented her from acts of outright defiance.
Perhaps the Saintly Seven are not so free to act according to their own principles. If that's the case, then the so-called equality under the goddess that Hyzant loved to espouse is nothing but hypocrisy.
Indeed. There is nothing righteous about a faith that preaches appropriating a person's very death. Let us to the source. The goddess's oppression has gone on long enough.
They haven't added more soldiers to the ramparts, meaning they haven't noticed us yet.
Clara's has him nice and distracted for us. But I don't think we can stay hidden for this next bit.
No, the source is heavily guarded inside. Sneaking in to quietly foment rebellion is not an option. We must defeat the guards and convince the Roselle to rise up in a very short amount of time.
Before reinforcements arrive to put us down. Frederica, everything rests on your ability to sway them to our side.
My lady, you're quivering.
I know what I will say, what I will do. Whether I will succeed, however, I do not know. And not knowing frightens me. I hate that I'm such a coward, when my mother was so brave.
There isn't a person in the world who doesn't fear the future. Not your mother, not the Rosellan, not I. Being brave isn't about being fearless. It's about acting regardless of how terrified you are. We are here because we refuse to let fear rule us. Remember, Frederica, you are not alone. We will see this through together.
I needed to hear that, Sheila. Mother, please guide us. Guide me. Serenoa, I am ready. I can do this.
I know you can. Come then. The source awaits.
Just rush them right there.
After defeating Lyla and securing the Aelfric, Serenoa and his retinue make for the source to free the Roselle. Meanwhile, Hyzantian forces commanded by Exham arrive at Castle Wolffort's doorstep, intent on claiming the salt crystal deposits for themselves. Refusing to hand over the salt, House Wolffort has barricaded themselves inside with hundreds of soldiers. Their outright defiance makes Exham cautious, suspecting some sort of trap. He opts to surround the castle and prepares for an extended siege. But the Wolffort soldiers don't move an inch. patience worn thin, Exham orders an attack. His soldiers swarm into the castle.
There's no one here.
What is the meaning of this?
Our scouts didn't see enemy soldiers. Only straw dolls.
Minister Exham, the castle is empty.
They must have abandoned the castle, told their people to flee. Damn! They twisted our vigilance against us to buy themselves time.
But where have they gone to?
I cannot say. What are you scheming, Wolffort? Well, seize the castle in any case. This domain belongs to Hyzant now.
Sir.
After routing Exham with his strange strategy, and seeing Wolffort's people safely to Glenbrook's crown city, Benedict disappears. His actions draw Hyzant's full attention entirely to the Wolffort domain, making it easy for Serenoa and his retinue to slip into the source. But whether they can convince the Roselle to rebel depends entirely on Frederica. Which way the winds of fate will blow is anyone's guess.
Halt! What are you... Ah!
Goddess, what have you done? Who are you?
My name is Frederica Esfrost, daughter of Orlea, the woman who led the Source Rebellion 30 years ago. With me is Lord Serenoa of House Wolffort, my husband. We have come to liberate you, but we cannot do it without your help. We need you to take a stand.
Husband? It's true then, what they say? That you accepted a Rosellan as one of your own?
Yes, Frederica is my wife. House Wolffort pledges itself to the Roselle's defense. Let us leave this wretched place far behind us.
Leave Hyzant? No. We'd only be throwing ourselves upon the soldiers' swords.
Our ancestors stained us with sin the moment they tried to hoard salt for themselves. The goddess will never absolve us unless we dedicate our lives serving her here. Don't keep us from our atonement.
It's not like there's anywhere for us to go, even if we fled.
There is. My mother told me of the Rosellan homeland, a place far, far to the south, surrounded by a vast expanse of salt water. CEntralia. Everything's already in place for your escape. All that we need to succeed is for you to trust us.
CEntralia? A vast expanse of salt water.
It's just a myth. You can't expect us to believe it's real.
I knew Lady Orlea. You do bear her likeness. She, too, insisted the Holy State's teachings were a lie. That we must break the chains the false goddess bound us with, and seek CEntralia. Those words sparked rebellion. But only a handful of us managed to escape in the end. Took a bit of the goddess's statue with him. That's all.
I was a child at the time, so I don't remember it that well. Still, I doubt you lot will accomplish much more than she did.
I understand your hesitation, but nothing will change if we do not take a stand. Do you really want our people to be trapped here forever?
Of course not, but...
We fear what Hyzant will do to us.
No one can defy the goddess. That's what they have always taught us.
I understand. It isn't easy to act against generations of oppression and terror.
Then we destroy the very thing that represents all they fear. The statue of the goddess. Show them she can be defeated.
Best do it soon. I doubt we have much time until Hyzant realizes we're here.
None of you move.
On my honor as king!
I think I'm going to call it there for the night. Very likely I finish this game tomorrow night. Or at least the path that I'm on. I'm not going to start right away to get the best ending. I'm going to play through the new Kirby game first. Then I'll come back to this. But in the meantime, I think that's where we're going to finish up. So, thanks all for watching, and we will catch y'all next time.